2020, I'm tired of you. Oh my. I'm still gonna pray, but I'm done with you. Thank you all for ciao. Imagine what these podcasts would be if I just opened them up with a regular voice and did not sing you a song. Here's the thing, you know, you know, I'm just out here glowing for the Lord and trying to make the best out of 2020, even though 2020 ain't always trying to make the best of me. Can we talk? Let's get into it. Listen, first of all, I am your host, Sarah Jakes Roberts. You are listening to the Woman Evolve podcast, and I am not here by myself. I'm being joined with members of the delegation from literally all over the world. They're joining me on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't, you need to subscribe to our YouTube page. Go on and like us on Facebook because you already like us in real life, and just be a part of the delegation. Get into what's happening on the going down. Now, I'm not going to lie, my chat has stopped scrolling, so I don't know where all everyone is tuning in from, but I do see names. I see Cynthia is here. Cynthia Techpreneur, 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 Techpreneur. That's the only way I can say it. Techpreneur. That's the only way I can see to say it. I see Tadashia Johns. I need glasses. I've already, and they're waiting for me to pick them up. I just haven't been there. Maya White, I don't have anything else scrolling. It says happy to. I see Maya White said happy Tuesday delegation. Shay Harden said Florida in the building. Is it scrolling on your side? Let me see if I can refresh it on my side and see if it'll let me scroll. But what are you doing while I'm trying to figure this out? What's happening in your world? Huh? That's really all I really want to know is, can I still be down are you still down for me? That's all I really want to know is, are you still down for me? Somebody's vacuuming upstairs. So on trend with 2020. Hope you can't hear the vacuum. And now it's not reloading on my page. This is swell. We love this. Oh, there it is. All right. New Orleans. Katrina says, God is good. Danielle says, hey, sisters. Deshaun says, Birmingham, Alabama. We in here. All right. Brittany is working from home. Oh, Cindy. Cindy is here from Germany. See, y'all be wondering about my international stories because the delegation is international. Okay. Jay Nicole says, drinking my water, trying to finish this essay, and thinking of a plant based dinner. You better be vegan in this season. I see Shell is here from Chicago, and Jane is here from Birmingham. Rosanna says she's baking cookies. And at this point, I understand. Are you all still dissolving? I am still, what would you call dissolving, but also evolving at the same time? Would you call it stagnant? Would you call it going nowhere fast? Okay, so been working out. Okay, woke up this morning 6:30, did a cycling class. Yesterday 6:30, did a 60-minute boot camp class. Okay, I'm boot camping, I'm cycling, I'm running, and I'm basically not eating carbs. I say basically because I have had a cookie at the end of every evening. You know, the Saints eat the cookies in this house. I saw, remind me to tell y'all about me watching people eat cookies in the house, because it is really something else. All right, so listen, what are y'all doing? Are we still minding our business? I know you're not, because I've been on Facebook and I've been on Instagram. And let me tell you, business has not been being minded. Okay. How about that? Reva Hall says revolving, friend, and she's not lying. I have been revolving. I like it. I love dissolving. I created an evolving movement, but revolving feels like where God is living in this season. Carlene says New York City is here. Nicole Gupton is in the bill. All right. So Lovely said I'm at Popeyes, but are you going to get a chicken thigh? That's what I need to know. Those are the questions that need answering. Modest is Trinidad and Tobago in the house. All right. All right. So listen. Did we have an election? Pro Did we? I think we're still having one. I don't know. It feels like it. I mean, on one hand, we do have a president-elect, and on another hand, we have lawsuits. And so that is the state of the American nation right now. Is that like literally two things are this two different realities are existing right now. We have one reality where we're victory. We this oh I feel Holy Ghost on this. In one part of this country, we are in victory. Okay. In one part of this country, we're celebrating down to coming out on Mary J. Blige. I just want to live my life. Okay, dressing all white like Olivia Pope wish she could, but this is real life. Okay, that's one side of what's happening in this country. Also, on the other side of this country, not even happening. Never even heard of it. Still waiting on results, still waiting on legal ballots. And if that is not what happens in our lives, but watch me turn this corner. On one side, we've got the victory. We're getting up at 6:30 and we're working out. On the other side, we're eating cookies. Not even happening. The two ain't even connected to what's happening in the world. And that is just 2020. And that is what is happening. And that is where we are. And good night. Good night. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Care says revolve from 194 to 208 to 208. Blame it on my birthday celebrations and the election stress. Live your life. Live your life. Okay. How about that? Toria Smith says, yes, it's two different reality. Two different. And when you go on Instagram, guess what you got? Two different realities. One post, people celebrating. In the comments, people fighting. It ain't over. Somebody saying, oh, congratulations, first woman, person of color, vice president elect. You know what they say in the comments? It's not over. That didn't happen. We don't even know for real if this is true. And I am just tired of the internet, and I'm tired of people stressing and people stressing me out and people get on my nerves. I posted yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm not going to post nothing political. I'm going to just remind people of the power of minding your business with my Mind Your Business Ministries mug. What I do, post my picture with my Mind Your Business Ministry mug, reminding people that you've backslided from the ministry. You've backslided from the work of the Lord. The work of the Lord in Thessalonians says to mind your business. I just posted that telling people mind your business. Guess what? Evidently, that was divisive too. What is the world coming to when minding your business brings division? I don't know. Okay. How y'all doing? Okay. How y'all doing? Michaela says, listen, first podcast in 3 weeks because being a senior in college is the ghetto. Doing a 5 to 7 page paper right now. It is the ghetto, but it's not the ghetto. Actually, I take it back. Being a senior in college is not the ghetto because you finna have that degree, sis. That's feeling very Manhattan penthouse to me. It's giving Villa and Turks and Caicos. It's giving me everything but the ghetto. So I almost went with you, but for those of us who went on and dropped out and saw the actual ghetto, I'm gonna have to go on and snatch that back from you. I appreciate you. I love you. We praying for you. Maybe it is the ghetto. I have never been there, but for where I'm standing, it's looking very penthouse Manhattan to me. Okay. Um, all right. So Jay Nicole says, I'd call that minding your business, and that's all right with us. That is what happened. Brianna Hammond says, worked out and ate a burger and fries. Balance. Okay. Mind your business. I love it. We're doing the best that we can with what we've got here in this 2020. I'm going to ask, okay, so Shanice is here per the use. And Malachi is now a podcast producer, and he is here per the use. I'm gonna let you know right now. For some reason, it keeps freezing, and my chat stops scrolling. So, if you would send a text to the other members of the organization, your brothers and sisters, and ask them if they would just consider if they're on the Wi-Fi, stepping off the Wi-Fi, so that we could have the podcast. Thank you, appreciate that. Notice how I said members of the organization because I want it to be clear that this is a professional This is a professional situation. If you could please reach out to your colleagues, informing them that due to some technical updates happening within the organization, that we will need to suspend all wireless activities, and we will inform them when wireless can resume. How about that? Jacqueline says, Sarah, just watched a Wild Woman video and it touched me so deep. I love that. Okay, Jamel says, it's ghetto, LOL, but you come out of it. All right. So, all right. Um, Howard said other countries are welcoming us back. No, it's a mess out here. And you know what we're doing? The best we can with what we've got. And sometimes it feels like what we've got ain't that much. Okay. But here we are. Okay, so let's get into it. Julie says LOL. Hey, kids, get off the internet so we all can talk to our sis. Okay, so listen. Um You know, I don't have election thoughts because I'm tired of hearing them. I don't have a one, except for I loved that if in that alternate universe where we do have a vice president elect who is the first woman of color, that she came out to Mary J. Blige. Never have we ever, I know for sure, seen a vice president. I don't even know for sure, but I also know for sure, come out and have their speech to Mary J. Blige. I don't believe it. I just don't believe that that's ever happened before. And so in a way, it's kind of like a Hail Mary. I don't want to skip up the segments and mess up y'all's show, but in a way, I do feel like that's a Hail Mary. Okay? How about that? Um okay, so and you better come out looking all white with this all white. Can I just talk about the fashion? I don't even want to talk about the politics. I'm over it. Okay, I'm over it. Y'all let me know. Can you know what I told myself? I will find out who the president is when I know who the president is. I'm not about to sit up here and look at this all day and argue with people and go back and forth. Y'all just let me know when we know who the president is, and I will be over here drinking my water and minding my business. But in the meantime, what I am going to say is my girl was dressed up, okay? All white, everything. Just looking blood, all white, everything except on the skin tone, because my girl, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so anywho, let's move on to the rescuing and the things. Sherelle Stanley said, "We are the president." I elect myself. How about that? Plot twist. Neither one of you are. It's me. Plot twist. I am the president of my life and I'm taking back my territory. How about that? I let you all have mental real estate in my mind for too long. You know who the president is? It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's you, oh Lord, who is the president of me. Who is Biden? Who is Trump? Who is the Lord God Almighty is the real question. That's where I feel. That's where I feel right now. I don't care. Y'all just let me know who it is when it's time. Um, by the way, Anna wants to know, should we rescue Paula Wright? She put Wright. I'm not sure who that is. But in case you meant White, I just want you to know, don't care about that neither. I'm not touching this election stuff with a 10-foot pole. Okay. We're not talking about angels in Africa. We're not talking about people laughing. We're not talking about lawsuits. We're not talking. Oh, I see. Y'all not tired of that? We about to talk about some stuff that ain't happening nowhere else. And y'all done already told me y'all not gonna rescue them. So what y'all gonna have me out here using calories that I don't really have to burn because I've been burning them already, trying to rescue folks y'all not gonna rescue. Nope, not today. So guess what I'm doing? Minding my business, minding something else, finished with it. Okay. I'm going to be left alone. I'm an angel in Germany right now. No one's called for me, so I'm minding my business. Do you see what I'm saying? Connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. Shani says, SJR, can we write you in like they did Kanye? What say ye, delegation? Please don't write me in because I don't even want my name to show up on the percentages. Remember that one time I ran for president and didn't even know it? That's what y'all would do to me. Okay. Panama's fires it tad, okay? Not tired, tad, okay? Sylvia says, please let's talk about something else than that election has me tired. We are tired of the election. We don't care. Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay. Amen. All right. Um, so let's rescue. Not going to do that one then either. Not going to. Let me tell y'all something. Debt collectors are getting fancy. I would like to rescue debt collectors because debt collectors have come. They're coming for your neck. If it was possible for debt collectors to actually come for your neck, that is exactly what would be happening in the world. First, they already come for your neck, but now they're coming for your neck. Okay. They're coming for that extra neck, that quarantine neck that you got extra from your snacks. Did y'all know that debt collectors are going to be able to contact you through social media? First of all, whenever I see an 800 number on my phone already I'm not answering. Okay. Somebody could try me $1 billion. I'll tell you how I don't answer 800 calls. Someone could be trying to give me $1 billion and I would never know it if you call me from an 800 number. Trauma, PTSD, it sometimes I don't even open letters sometimes, like them little letters that come and look unmarked. It could be an $80 bill. And sometimes I'll be like, because trauma, okay? But anywho, listen, the fact that they're going to be contacting people on social media is about to have people out of debt like never before. I think it's powerful and I want to rescue them. Some people are frustrated. They feel like social media should be a place of social and not a place of debt collection. But let me tell you something. People, if they about to start blasting us on social media about these debts we ain't paid, I bet you they get them payments on time. I bet you we mess around and start opening up them envelopes. That somebody is about their whole spot gonna be blown up. You gonna be posting, you didn't got your makeup done, you didn't got your brows done, you gonna be posting them Steve Madden shoes, and they gonna be in your comment section like, hey bruh, hey, bro, let's talk about them shoes. Can we rescue them or no? Paris says, no, we will not rescue her. Okay, she talking about somebody else. Do y'all want it? Classy's one I am said, tell them, nah. Dimes Diva said, but to be hot. When I say hot, I mean burning on fire. Okay, Destiny Parker just says that's what the block button is for. There's somebody that they out there mowing the lawn out there in the back. Just hello. Just 2020 is happening all on this podcast. All right. Jessica Store says, no, ma'am, just make an alternate profile. Nope. Okay, so we are going to rescue or not? Rhonda says, that's right, SJR, rescue, collects thy coin. What? By what? See, when we owe the coin, we want to have limitations, but when we are owed the coin, there is no place off limits. What y'all think? What y'all think about it? Brittany says wrong account. Donna E. Ivy says be blessed and be blocked. So we don't want to rescue the bill collectors who have just gone to where the people are in order to rescue folks. I think there's something to it. I think there's Tajana Miller said social media about to get real scanty. Accounts will be. Let me tell you something. If they start doing this, social media could be a safe place again. If debt collectors could collect debts, imagine going off about the election and your debt collector being like, I wish you were that opinionated when it was time for you to pay. I wish you had that much power and that much commentary when I tried to call your phone about that Quest Diagnostics lab that you forgot to pay. What if? Huh? Shannon says black people. You know we're going to find a way. Black people. She put black, but as she said, black people. You know we're going to find a way around it. For indeed, Donna E. Ivy says nope, 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 and drown. We're not going to drown. London Pizza. Some of us just don't have it, and if I don't have it, I don't have it. What you gonna? I don't have it. My father always told me when we moved out and decided we was grown and had to just figure out what we was going to figure out about life, he told me it ain't no crime to not pay it. The crime is if you write a hot check. When growing up in black households and they ask you questions like, do they talk to y'all about money? No, that was my dad talking to me about money. It's like, it's not a crime if you don't pay it. It's a crime if it's a hot check. What? Marissa says they can drown, sis. Jason said, this is why my social media pages are private. Shani Care says, listen, that would be the last day I start my social media. That will be the day I start my social media sabbatical. Let me tell you something. If a bill collector ever roll up on the delegation's time together, it's going to be a block party. I'm going to need some volunteers to be administrators on our Facebook and our YouTube account, because if y'all ever try to come up in this chat trying to collect coins from the delegation or from the president of the delegation, let me tell you something. You will be blocked and you will be blessed. And I can rescue you and block you at the same time. Feels like a word for somebody. I can rescue you and block you at the same time. Go ye in another direction where someone else can find you, but not over here. Okay. All right. Shahala says just pay your debt. Wouldn't that be amazing? I'll never forget one day. Let's talk about parents telling you about money. I'll never forget one day walking in and my mother was paying bills, and she looked over at me with so much stress in her eyes and she said, I would have so much more money if I didn't have to pay bills. Is there a lie anywhere? How rich would we be if we didn't have to pay bills? Wow. Kids don't even know how rich they could be right now. You could be rolling in dough, but bills. Isn't that God's way of balancing things out? Hey, here's a job with the salary, and here are the bills. Stay humble. Stay humble. Okay. All right. So we're not rescuing, or we're not, or we are. Hmm, how about that? Guess we're not rescuing. Renee says, why can't we live rent free for at least 1 year? Brittany Shantae says, but it's free. Oh, but it's free. I don't know what she's talking about. They be talking to themselves. Jessica says, kids are a bill, Lord. Let me tell Mackenzie needs to come work for one of you all. Sis is wearing a 10 and a half shoe. Her birthday was August 14th. Bought a bunch of 10s because she had just grown into a 10. Sis is now a 10 and a half. Okay. When we go skiing, they ain't even gonna give her skis. Never been skiing. Just go with me. Go with this joke. Never been skiing. Okay. As a black family, I don't know. Some of us ski, some of us don't. This one has never skied, but we want to one day. Let me tell you, we're gonna go skiing and they're gonna be like, here are skis for everyone but her. Cause she's got them already on her feet. Sis needs a job. I don't know when, because if you were a 10 and a half at 11, are you or are you not gonna be a size 16 when you're 16? No. Are true or false, you're gonna wear a size 17 and 17. I don't know. Okay. Y'all don't want to rescue the debt collectors. Ours says no, ma'am. Okay. Markeisha says nope. Asha says they're keeping us, yes, keeping us humble. Okay. Kirsten says no. Shannon says no. So we're not rescuing. Okay, we're not rescuing the debt collectors. Jessica says we can rescue Mackenzie though. Okay, all right, we'll do that. Vania would prefer that I not go in on Mackenzie like that. Mackenzie asked me because she said hello to the delegation today. Charlotta says in women's shoes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In women's shoes. Poo Poo Ray, whose name is South African, because she DM'd me that one time and I just want to make sure I'm saying it right, but I feel like I said it wrong. But anyway, she said my son is 15 and a size 13 and a half. Girl, let me tell you something. Jobs is what you need. Okay. Amir says, wow, I'm over here at size 6. Now, I'm not judging. I have big old feet too, but she is surpassing me. Okay. So how about that? Winnie Pay says, no, she won't. My feet grew fast as a kid and I'm an 11 today. Oh, okay. All right. It's just tracking off of how I'm tracking right now. I just feel like we're gonna be 16 and 16. It's like every year she gonna just go up a shoe size. Tamara says my 13-year-old is 5'4" with a size 9.5 women's shoe, a whole bill. And do you know how hard it is to find kids shoes for grown women feet? They need a whole section on Amazon. Now now I'm like getting her kitten heels, like little senior citizen kitten heels If you just look at Kenzie's feet, you won't know if she's 11 or 80 and still trying to be spicy, because I can't buy you grown folks shoes actually. You know what I mean? She's got orthopedic sneakers, because I'm not gonna buy you them fancy grown women sneakers, are expensive. So what can we get with kids in a size 11 women's? It's gonna have support for your ankles. You'll always feel supported, but I'm not gonna buy you what you want. Would you want me to buy you some nice shoes? I can't do that. I can't do that. Not the way your feet growing. You're gonna have to pick. Okay. How about that? Feels like this podcast is already at a pretty low point. So not sure where we're going from. Paris says rescue Kenzie from the hill. That's all she got. I can't give her nothing else. She can't have no wedges. Them wedges too high. And a size 10 and a half. She can't have no stilettos. Them stilettos too high. And them sneakers too expensive. So here we are, Kitten Heels and Kids. Can this podcast title Kitten Heels and Kids? We love that. We love kitten. Oh, you're listening to this podcast because you haven't been able to join live. And Shanice is producing on today. Okay. Who is this lamb from Penny Proud? What was her name? La Cienega. Do y'all remember La Cienega's feet from the Proud family? Why is she on the screen right now? I don't like this podcast anymore. Ah, okay, so y'all don't want to rescue the debt collectors. Fine. I thought it was clever. They inspired me. Out. That's how I want to start contacting people who owe me money. But y'all said no, and that's fine. Okay. But let's move on then to the next story. Wow. It's not even, this is pretty early for the podcast to be this low. A Georgia woman has been charged for impersonating an FBI agent to get free Chick-fil-A. Guys, guys. A Georgia woman has been charged with impersonating an FBI agent and threatening to arrest fast food workers who refused to serve her complimentary meals. Kimberly Ragsdale, 47, of Dallas, Georgia, was arrested after showing up at the local Chick-fil-A several times during the week in a white minivan and repeatedly announced herself as a federal law enforcement officer. When officers arrived, she then proceeded to attempt to fool them too, claiming her credentials were electronic. You better stick to this lie. How far will you go to stick to a lie? Questions that have been asked and never answered by liars. Have you ever been talking to a liar who you knew was lying and you said to yourself, how far are you going to go? You can call my mama. No, 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 for real. We can go up there right now. We go up there right now. And you're just thinking to yourself, how far have you really gone to keep up with this lie? Kimberly went pretty far. As she was handcuffed, she allegedly began talking into her shirt, like talking into the radio, telling someone that we were arresting her and to send someone to Rockmart PD. Why would we rescue her, you ask yourself? Because Chick-fil-A is good and I'm hungry. Delegation, free food. We in a pandemic. Life is hard. Food should be free and it's not. What is happening? Vanessa O says, you better stick to this. Like when I say dead is when you went down to speaking into your shirt. That's when I would have just, I probably would have just handcuffed her. Because if you're willing, have you ever been talking to a liar and you knew they was lying and they started saying, no, we can go to the store right now. We can call it right now. And you're just like, you know what? Forget it. It's the commitment to the lie for me that I would have just been like, you know what? It's fine. Rhonda Murray said she better play that role, stick to this script. Okay. Amari said Chick-fil-A is not cheap. Chick-fil-A is not cheap. Chick-fil-A is not regular McDonald's. Okay. Chick-fil-A ain't trying to give you no 4 for $4. They're not trying to give you no 5 for $5. Chick-fil-A says it costs what it costs, and that's why we fool with them. because they set their price and you just got to meet them where they are. It's a lesson to us on our self-esteem, but also not cheap. And sis said, I got to do what I got to do. CBLB said it's bad when you lie for Chick-fil-A, and it's delicious. And it's delicious. Brianna Hammond says, but the FBI though, she might as well say she was the president. She might as well. She might as well. There's a conspiracy, and they're using Trump and Biden to cover up for me. I'm the actual president. I don't know. Erica says, get the Chick-fil-A app for free. 4 points equal free. Oh, 4 points equal free food. Amen. Jasmine says, so FBI is what it costs, I guess. Sylvie says, got me hooked on the Polynesian sauce. What's your favorite Chick-fil-A sauce? Can we answer that, since we're gonna be random and out of line anyway? Chick-fil-A sauce is my favorite Chick-fil-A sauce. I think it's amazing, but I like Chick-fil-A and Polynesian. I like to mix it up. You can call me classy if you want to. That's up to you. I'm not going to force you to say it, but if you want to call me fancy and elegant as well, you can add all of those names in there as well, because Chick-fil-A and Polynesian together, it's it's giving me aristocrat. It's giving debutante for me. It's giving class act. Um, can I also say, I don't want to make things racial in an already racial and sensitive time, but don't just assume that I want barbecue sauce neither. Okay. Because why, I could like other sauces besides barbecue sauce. Okay. How about that? That Love Girl says Polynesian and zesty buffalo. Come on with the zesty buffalo. Jasmine Moore says that mix of the sauce is immaculate. Can't go any other way. It is immaculate. Okay. Oh, SFT3761 says we dissolve and shut up, y'all. All right. Can we rescue sis, my FBI agent friend who stuck to the lie? She knew better, didn't do better. This isn't about saying what she did was right. Okay. This is about understanding how sometimes things be like that. Okay. How about that? Can we rescue her? Is what I want to know. PLP Pete, you're right. She said honey roasted barbecue. Well, I said she could be he or they. We don't know. Honey roasted barbecue sauce also is a slam dunk. I forget about honey roasted barbecue sometimes, and I just go for that Chick-fil-A Polynesian. But be not deceived. Honey roasted barbecue is also special. How about that? Okay. Sassy says rescue. Vania says rescue. The A&M story said we saved her already. Well, let me catch up with what's happening here. Um, Eli Johnson says, but their barbecue sauce is different though. I haven't tried their barbecue sauce. Maybe I should try their barbecue sauce. I just know that McDonald's be trying to give you barbecue sauce all the time. And it's like, no, I would like sweet and sour and hot mustard. Don't want to say that I'm classy, but here we are again. Okay. Brianna says rescue that precious lamb, send the jet with a full tank of gas. Oh, all right. We're going to send the jet. Natalie says gas up the jet. We got to take a field trip to the Lord's house. All right. We're gassing up the jet and we're taking the jet to Chick-fil-A. All right. Marissa says she got the jet and she took off. We don't break out the jet for just anybody, but when a sister is trying to eat, that's when we break out the jet. Okay. Whitney says sis was creative. Rescue her. We love it. Mariah says sis was hungry. Let's send her a floaty and wait for her on dry land with a side of fries. I like that because you still have to fight for it, but you also get rewarded for your fight. And I love that. It feels good, feels strong. Okay. Ashley Eason says, SJR, I love hot mustard. Hot mustard is delicious. Okay. First of all, mustard is delicious. Low key, ketchup is nasty. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question, since y'all want to talk about food every podcast? Cold ketchup or room temperature ketchup? There's a war in my house going on right now because my son, who was partially raised by his grandparents, likes cold ketchup. Don't nobody put ketchup in the fridge but people who read the label. Otherwise, it needs to be in the pantry where a little bit of tomato juice come out before you actually get the ketchup, and that's how you know the ketchup is ready to be eaten. If it's in the fridge, ugh. Marsha Thomas says cold. Ugh. Da Vinci says room temp. No cap. Room temp. Ugh. Catalia says cold. Blah. That's me. Dimes Diva said cold. All right, I'm gonna move past this because I can tell it's gonna break up our family. This is boundaries. There are some places we know. MA says cold, please and thank you. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Kenya says ketchup and bread is gross. All right, so I'm gonna move past it because I can already tell that this is bringing division into the delegation, and we don't want division. Natalie says, but can it go bad? If ketchup can go bad, I would not still be here in this world. I'm sure if it's not if things go bad when they're not refrigerated, let me tell you who you're talking to, a miracle right now, because I ask questions like, but how bad is it? Like, oh, it's expired. Okay. You're talking to a miracle right now. Stuff all on the floor. But when did they last sweep the floor? You know what I mean? Like not like everybody's floor, but I'm talking about my floor. You're talking to a miracle, is what I'm saying. Should I tell the story? No. Okay. All right. Jessica says, who gives it time to go bad? It doesn't even last that long in our house. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be gone. Okay. All right. So while we talking about food, can I say something? Marsha says no division necessary. Just put it in the fridge. See, that's division. See, that's division. That's the kind of division we've been experiencing on the internet all weekend long. Oh no, everything's fine. It's all love, and God's going to get the glory. And by the way, we don't have a president yet. Okay, so can I tell y'all something? Next question though. Or next story. Next story though. Um, oh, Edric Vaughn says both cold or warm, but mixed with ranch. Just call me Ann. We mixing we mixing ketchup and ranch? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Is it good enough? Like, how is it gonna change my life? Like, should I possibly consider having French fries just to mix ketchup and ranch together? Or nah? Um, okay. All right. Nicole Cunningham says no division. Just put two bottles, one for the fridge and one for the pantry. That's what I do in my house. I have one in the fridge for Malachi, who is the only person in the whole house who eats cold ketchup. And I don't know if it's him, but then it ended up being like 4 or 5. Why do we have so many bottles of ketchup? How many bottles of ketchup are at your house? Is it just one? I swear we got about 8, 9 bottles of ketchup in our house. And for some reason, 7.5 of them end up in the refrigerator. And why are they all open? Why do we have so many bottles of ketchup, and why are they all open, and why are they all in the refrigerator? Questions I ask myself when living my life. Okay, so listen. Lynette says I've mixed ranch and ketchup before and dipped chicken in it. It was good. I will try it. I will get some french fries tonight for the sake of research, not because I want them, for the sake of research and commitment to this podcast. And because when I asked Shanice, could I get french fries on Monday, she tried to be that friend who was like, no, you don't need them, and we strong, and you got this. She tried to be that friend. And my dumb self listened to her. Okay. So, since we talking about food, let me just close out Rescue Eve by saying this. If I find out that y'all eat chitlin egg rolls, I will never do this podcast again. I'm just going to tell you right now, if I find out that anybody listening to this podcast right now has taken the traditional slave food and Asian inspired it, I will never do this podcast. Y'all think I'm playing? If I find out that the delegation starts eating chitlin egg rolls, I'm done. I quit, and that's it for me. Paris says chitlin egg rolls are a no, but chitlins, give them to me. I won't even start the chitlin conversation because it is chitlins. chitlins, elections, there's the shuns of life. Chitlins, okay, elections, okay, um, division. But whoever decided that egg roll that chitlins needed to be rolled up into an egg roll, I let y'all put chicken buffalo wings. I let y'all put them buffalo wings in the egg roll and they were tasty. I let you put mashed potatoes in the egg roll. I've let you go as far as I can possibly Philly cheesesteaks in the egg roll. I've let you do all of that. I'm gonna have to draw the line. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to rescue this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Flipping the switch. Flipping the switch. I can't do it. Like, I can't defend it. Maybe somebody said, maybe somebody said, I don't like chitlins, but I do like egg rolls. And maybe if I take something I don't like and mix it with some, I can't do it. Can't do it. Shay Harden says, talk about spoiling my appetite. Can we start over from the beginning with the podcast? Child, where art thou? Letitia says, this is the side effects of quarantine. Some honestly, truly, this is some bad decision making. Like, um, the whole point of Rescue Eve is bad decision making that we can understand. And right now, I already don't fully understand chitlins. I tried chitlins. When was that? Thanksgiving or Christmas with my sister? Because when we were, my mother says when we were kids, we used to love them, and then we got old and we got bougie, and now we don't eat chitlins. And so I said, Mama, let me try and eat these chitlins for you. And first of all, honestly, there's a part of me as a black woman that wants to tap into for white folks, brown folks, Asian folks, yellow folks. I realize I've been talking about chitlins for about 5 minutes, and you may not have a clue what I'm talking about. Let me tell you something. Chitlins are the intestinal lining of a pig that was all that they it was all that was left from the pig when we were slaves. And because that was all that was left of the pigs, we had to make do. Do. We had to make do with the doo-doo. Wow. and and as slaves, we cleaned them. When we was making do with the doo-doo, we cleaned them and boiled them, you know. And Makia Moore said, childish. Kenya Moore says chitlins will have strongholds on your house. My mother loves cleaning chitlins. She says it's therapeutic. Jasmine Booker says, are you going to tell them how to clean them and the smell? Okay, so people clean them. First of all, they smell like you're making do with doo doo. I'm I should have taken a break from this podcast. I'm supposed to do 10 episodes on, 10 episodes off, and this is what happens when we don't do that. But anywho, listen, they smell like what they smell like. They smell like what they sound like. But you clean them to get that smell out. Honestly, some people clean them with beer, okay? Because sometimes for a strong spirit, you need a strong spirit. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so they clean them with some people clean them with beer, and you're supposed to clean them until you can see through them. Now, I live in the valley in California, and I have seen chitlins in the freezer section at my grocery store. People eating chitlins still even unto now. Deshaun says concede, sis. um Tiffany says we are emancipated and no longer have to eat chitlins. I've tried to eat chitlins during Christmas. My mother says that it's just my mind that they actually taste delicious. I couldn't do it, and I tried again as an adult who wanted to maybe tap into my ancestry, who wanted to feel like, you know what, maybe I went through this space where, like, as a little girl, I liked them, and then I went through this window where I knew better and did better. But maybe there's a place for me to really just tap into the generations of people who have eaten chitlins. And can I be honest? I can't do it. I don't know if I didn't have enough hot sauce on them. I don't know if it's because I just let it sit in my mouth too much, but they honestly, they taste like what they've been through too. They smell like what they've been through. They taste like what they've been through. And I just can't move beyond that. Crystal said you can't even eat everyone's chitlins. You know why? You can't eat everyone's chitlins because you don't know they need to be clean or they're gonna have what they've been had when they had them. Okay. Shell says it's an acquired taste. Obviously, obviously. Natalie says, nope, the ancestors ain't eating that in heaven. Call the African angels. Ashley says, Mama's right. They are great. People love chitlins. I just don't want y'all to put chitlins in egg rolls. Oh, who is on here lying to me? Latoya says you look skinny, Sarah. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's honestly everything from my belly button down don't look right. I don't know if it's a mom thing, but everything from my belly button down, waist down, basically is where things sit. Be quiet. Okay. Tiffany says it's a smell for me. Leslie said, "Oh Lord." Okay, so this rescue has nothing to do with those of us who don't eat chitlins. I want to ask the chitlin eating members of the delegation, do you all want to rescue chitlin egg rolls? Malachi, you want to rescue chitlin? Malachi eats chitlins, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why. Allison says my experience was so traumatic. My auntie made me try them, and I hate them. West Virginia trials and tribulations. Child, come on, Allison, with the West Virginia shout out. Born in Charleston, West Virginia. Natasha says let's rescue SJR. That's happened before. That's happened. That's fine. Okay, so do the chitlin eating members of the delegations? Deidre says some folks say chitlin should have been spelled with an S. I've heard them called that. Ashley says nope. Angela says no. Jashandra, I want to say y'all's name. Jasharandra, Jashan. Can you send me a voice memo on Instagram so I can say your name right? But it's giving me Jasharandra. Is that right? Okay, but anywho, she said no. Lanisha said just walked in. Absolutely not. Might walk out. Tina says that's a hard no, please. Ashley says not the egg rolls, the person who had the idea. So we will rescue the person who had the chitlin egg roll idea. Uh Shell says I'm deep down south, so yes. Okay, some people, but for the most part, it's looking like a strong no. Shading Care says not the egg rolls, but rescue chitterlings with hot sauce and mustard. I just, Bridget says chitlins are horrible. Okay, we can't. Jay Nicole says you pronouncing this name is killing me. I want to get y'all's names right. And I just read the comments. And when I read the comments, the name scrolls so fast. So I'm already at a disadvantage. And then if the name is not something that I can spout out, I'm going to keep trying until I get it right. You know what? And except for with chitlins, I won't keep trying chitlins because I don't believe in chitlins and I don't believe in chitlin egg rolls. And I believe whoever tried to make them chitlin egg rolls was going through something. Or I won't even say what I thought. Somebody says, who's walking by the window? The lawnmower, the gardening lawnmower man. That's all I got. Oh, Jamie says, Sarah, if they were done old school tender with hog maws, vinegar, and hot sauce, you would love them. I would bet money. Jamie, freeze them and send them to me. Let's try it. No, I won't do it. I might do it. I won't do. I will do anything for you all. I will try them, but I don't know. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, Vania. It says you were saying my name wrong for a minute. Now you say it correctly. Cause I'm gonna keep trying. Okay. All right. Listen. So rescuing the chitlins egg rolls doesn't seem like something we're gonna be able to do. Seems like we quit that. Seems like it's not about to happen. Renee says, what about hog head cheese? Come on. Who else is what country foods? Come on here with these. What other country foods are we out here? Frog legs. Tried it. Tastes like chicken. Malachi is the ghetto. Okay. Kenya says the poop shoot. Nope, not eating it. Okay. Um, you know what though? Honestly, if I could eat, what's a hog maw? Is it, huh? Pig knuckles? What's hog maw? What's a hog maw? Hog maw is the stomach. Hog maws is a different story. Those are good. Where do y'all even get those? Renee says turkey neck. Love them. Love turkey necks. Y'all are boiled peanuts. I will try hog maws. I will try all of the foods that y'all telling me my ancestors had to eat because I want to tap into that. I'm just not saying I'm gonna love them. I will try it though. Get India Peel says gator is good. I go to Papados. Papados has fried alligator. My son and I, we live here in California. He grew up on Papados. For his birthday, he wanted fried alligator. I ordered some alligator from a from like frozen alligator from somewhere in Louisiana. They sent it to me. I fried him some alligator. It's Zion says raccoon is a bust, but Fatima time I fried zucchini fries. Girl, that's classy. Is that country? That's not. Oh, Renee said liver. You know what? Honestly, I'm just trying to live my life in such a way where I'm not thinking about ever eating chitlin egg rolls. I want to try some of y'all's other stuff, some of this other hog malls. I don't even know where to get them from, but I do want to try them. But can't. Oh, who was her name? Dorisa says shark too tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken, unless you're using HelloFresh. Because HelloFresh makes sure that food tastes like what tastes like what food is supposed to taste like. If we can eat chitlins, we need to tap into the gourmet. You know what I mean? We've talked about the ancestors. Now I want to tap into the gourmet a little bit. Can we tap into the gourmet? All right. Some of you all need to understand not just the power of eating as the ancestors ate, but also living your best chef life. And I have everything that you need in order to get your chef life going right now. Okay. You can get fresh, pre-measured ingredients, and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh. It's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. All right, you can save time, money, and stress effortlessly. HelloFresh offers convenient delivery right to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. It's flexible for your lifestyle. You can keep your fridge stocked by adding extra proteins or sides like garlic bread to your weekly order. And it also helps you to eat more sustainably. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients so you're not overbuying, which is a burden on the plan. Won't have 16 bottles of ketchup divided between the fridge and the pantry because HelloFresh is going to make sure that you're buying only what you need, okay? And that you're not having to throw away perfectly good produce. HelloFresh is committed to making fresh, delicious food available now more than ever and has taken extra steps to keep its employees and customers safe, including contactless delivery, tamper proof packaging, and team member wellness checks. And for Woman Evolve listeners, you are now getting $90 off. 90. Okay. First it was 80. Now it's 90. Okay. You can go to HelloFresh.com/evolve90 and use code evolve90 to get a total of $90 off, including free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/evolve90 and use code evolve90 to get a total of $90 off, including free shipping, and never have to worry about eating chitlin egg rolls because HelloFresh will never send you a box with chitlin and little wonton wrappers. Won't happen. That's what they call. I made egg rolls before. They call wonton wrappers. They are. Thank you. They call wonton wrappers. Um, Nicole says, HelloFresh has changed my life. I love cooking so much more. That is Shanice's testimony. I'm trying to tell y'all about HelloFresh, okay? Um, Shoshana says, "Who was on here eating alligator? Read Leviticus. You people crazy. Who crazy? That's all right. We don't want to have the block button in the spirit." Um, Anywho, stay focused because I don't think we're supposed to be eating chitlins either, right? Call me back. Okay. Um. All right. So, um, moving on to Hail Mary. Moving on to Hail Mary. Can I ask y'all, is turkey necks and neck bones the same thing? Neck bones, they the same thing? They are? Because I thought neck bones was pork. Can someone tell me if neck bones and turkey necks the same thing? They two different things, right? They the same animal, huh? Two different animals. Okay. Somebody's gonna tell us. Um Jaleesa, y'all, this is why. Okay, listen, people. Okay, okay. Huh. Giselle Caper says, Jesus says it's not what we put in the body, it's what comes from the heart. We are not bound by food. That just set me free on a different level. That just set me free on a different level. I like that. Okay. Keith says neck bone is pork and turkey neck is from the turkey. Understood. Help me. So the turkey neck. Can I just ask y'all a question and then I'm gonna move on? Okay. I love neck bones. I'm just y'all got me confused. Hog maws. We out here now. When you get a turkey and you pull that side out and that's the turkey neck in there. Y'all eating the part that you pull out and they say you should throw that part away, but we don't throw. How y'all cook it? DM me on my page on my Instagram and let me know how we cooking turkey necks. Lexi says turkey necks are to neck bones what turkey bacon is to regular bacon. Help me. Help me. Okay. All right. All right. So moving on. This podcast really is doing what it's doing and is always doing what it's always been. You know what I'm saying? Hail Mary. Hail Mary is when we take a moment and we says Diane Diane says Genesis says fruit and veg shall be our meat. And also in the New Testament, it says that we wasn't gonna be able to do everything we were supposed to do in the garden. Eve ruined that fruit and vegetables being our meat, but that's all right. All right. So Hail Mary. Hail Marys when we take some time and we talk about people who are just doing amazing things. They're keeping the faith. They're doing all of the things that just inspire us to remember that the world is a good place, that turkey neck is for greens. Love that. The world is a good place and that determination pays off. And can I just say that this story really, really blessed me because it speaks to commitment and dedication and things that I continue to aspire to have in my life. Um, Kateri and Jay Schwant gave birth Thursday to Maggie Jane, who weighed in at 7 pounds, 8 ounces, and entered a world with 14 older brothers. 14 older brothers. Nothing but boys, 14 of them, until that until that 15th child was a girl. Let me tell you something, Holy Ghost. The commitment to just continuing to want a daughter. You know what I mean? Or maybe they wasn't even trying for a daughter. There is something to be said here though about just 15 children and all of 14, all but one of them being a boy. That's first of all, like this is for somebody who feels like, am I just gonna keep on getting the same results 14 times? Results not bad, just not different. Sometimes I want different results. Let me tell you something. If they can keep having children until they get a different result, maybe we can keep trying maybe we can keep trying to not eat these snacks until we get a different result. We've been on diet after diet and where we end up, right where we started, revolving, woman revolve over and over again. But maybe we should just keep trying over and over again until we get a different result. I am inspired. Jay Nicole says one of the boy looks at least 30. He's 28. Yeah. He's 28. Their oldest child is 28. He said his parents thought they would never have a daughter after 14 sons. He says there's like nothing pink in the family's home in the rural community of Lakeview. 14 boys, 15 children. Cassandra says she is so consistent. She's a goal. She a goal to be that consistent. Charlotta says sis is dedicated for sure because I've only had 3 children live inside of me, and I felt like that was enough. There was nothing in me that was like, I think I'll 11 more times, and that's why you have to do what you're called to do. I was called to have 3 children live inside of me. I don't care how many times you all tell me I look pregnant in them pictures. It ain't nothing but food because there were only 3 children called to live on the inside of me, and I love that, and I live in that. I had 3 children who lived inside of me, and then I had 3 children who were born in my heart. Together we're a blended family of 6 children, and that's what I'm called to. And you got to stay in your lane, because if I try to put on her shoes, I want them, I'd be like Kenzie. Shoes on too small, don't fit me. Okay, don't fit me. Mary Herndon says, love my daughter. Ha ha ha. But whew, all I need is one. Okay. Cheryl says, next time somebody say you look pregnant, oh my. That's it's fine. Everything's fine. Nelly says that's a whole family band. Indeed it is. Donna says that's a whole ministry. Okay. How about that? Crystal says, what do the parents do for a living? That's a lot of kids to take care of. Girl, but you remember when we was eating turkey, hog maws and turkey necks, and people was having 14, 15 kids all the time. They didn't have to have no fancy job. We needed a farm, we needed a garden, we passed some things down, because my dad's mom had, like, she was a family from like 18,000 kids. It was a bunch of them. So they just probably have a farm, and people had to do and live and get up and get out the bed and go milk the cows. Well, the podcast producer said they're lawyers. Ooh. Ooh. Here comes the podcast producer with the truth. But yes, Hail Mary to them. I think that's amazing. It's beautiful. Also, I just want you all to know that Blue Ivy is out here working, proving that your kids can work too. Okay, next time your little 8.5-year-old try to say that she don't have a job and that you can pay for her little snacks at school and can you put some more lunch money on her account, I just want y'all to know that you can remind her of this 8.5-year-old who was out here working. Okay. Hair Love author Matthew A. Cherry announced Monday on Twitter and Instagram that the oldest daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z, 8.5 Blue Ivy, is the narrator of his children's book, new audio version. I'm really telling you all this just so you have something to say to these kids. Okay, just so you can say something to these children. The next time they say, I'm not working age, I told Mackenzie she needed a job when I found out that her feet were big. And I told her, you know what? You need a job. And she says, I'm not working age yet. And I'm just gonna hang pictures of Blue Ivy around my house as a reminder that you're never too young to go ahead and get these coins. Chloe says, I heard Blue's clip. It was so cute. Nicole says Blue is in her bag. Patrice says that's awesome. So this Oscar winning film, Hair Love, is an audiobook, and Blue Ivy is doing the narration. Okay, so it says, when I tell her I'm proud of her, she tells me that she's proud of me and that I'm doing a good job. It's too much sweetness. That's what Beyonce said, referring to Blue Ivy. She melts my heart. I believe the best way to teach my kids is to be an example. And that is amazing. Okay. Jane Nicole said, she said she can hear now. Blue Ivy out here narrating books. What are you doing? Reading books? Oh, you're reading books? Oh, reading is fundamental. Working is fundamental. Blue Ivy out here with a whole job. Okay. So yes, I love that. Shell says great work ethic, teach them young. Okay. Michaela says Beyonce said generational wealth. You let me tell you something. Work ethic is everything. Work ethic is literally everything. Okay. And the younger you can teach them, the better. So how about that? My next one, oh, let me tell you. Mother of 7 with terminal cancer competes in bodybuilding competition to complete bucket list. Alicia, 31, was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer when she was 29 weeks pregnant. The mom from Sydney was pregnant with her youngest son, Isaac, in 2017 when doctors told her she had a maximum of 10 years left to live. Alicia had a mastectomy during the end of her pregnancy and, after giving birth, had chemotherapy and radiation multiple times a week. Remarkably, Alicia managed to go to the gym during this time, which she credits to helping her feel better. Oh, Malachi, why did you put this story in here? Next time I don't want to go to the gym, I'm going to hear her in my head going to the gym. Ugh. Chemotherapy and radiation, and she was still going to the gym. Remarkably, Alicia managed to go to the gym during this time, which she credits to helping her feel better. The mom also started writing a bucket list of things she wanted to achieve, which included marrying her longtime partner, Metin. The impressive mom ticked that goal off in November 19, and now she gets to check off another, competing in a bodybuilding competition. 2.5 weeks later, she had a C-section again with her newborn just 17 days. Oh, that must have cut off. After training for months, Alicia took the stage at the ICN Muscle and Model Championships last weekend, earning herself 2 medals. Alicia explains to the Metro Co UK, the bucket list came up when my partner had asked me to create a list of things I want to do if money and time were no barrier, and days passed away and he asked again. And so I finally sat down and wrote it. Be a bodybuilder. I'd worked tirelessly day in and day out, meal prepped, and spent hours in the kitchen and gym, and saw my body start to transform and grow stronger. That is amazing. Miss Ross says, talk about inspiration. Wow. God bless her. We love that. Okay. Makia says, wow. Katima says, Hail Mary. Okay. And Brianna says, whew, look at those arm goals. She looked like she a bodybuilder. She looked like she a bodybuilder. Okay. Uh, Jay Nicole said, Malachi said, at least out here bodybuilding. What are you doing? Okay. We love that. Okay. Ashley says, is Malachi throwing little henny hints? Malachi, the delegation aunties say, are you coming for their friend? Okay. Are you coming for their friend? We have questions. Okay. Shalon says, oh no, okay, right now. That's different. Okay. Shane says, wow, I'm inspired just hearing her story. I'm gonna remember that for real. I don't necessarily want to be a bodybuilder, but I am definitely going to remember that saints are out here working out and getting chemotherapy, and all I am is tired and don't want to. Amen. Okay. So, oh, you feel like that's for right there? All right. Danielle says collard greens and mac and cheese and an egg roll is, oh, what? That came out of order and then it sounded so good. Okay. All right. Anywho, listen. So, one more thing, two more. Sydney Barber will be the first Black woman to serve as the U.S. Naval Academy Brigade Commander. Midshipman First Class Sydney Barber will be the first Black woman to serve as a brigade. First of all, she is slaying in this picture. She's giving us smiles. She's giving us perfect light hitting the eyes. I think she's giving us a little hazel eye. I like that little hazel. And oh, yeah, I zoomed in. That's a little brows done. She brushed them up before she took the picture. Hair swept back into a natural soft bun, and we love to see it. Okay. Barber said in a statement, earning the title of brigade commander speaks volumes, but the title itself is not nearly as significant as the opportunity it brings to lead a team in doing something I believe will truly be special. She continues, I am humbled to play a small role in the momentous season of American history, in this momentous season of American history. Barber said women like Janie Mines, the first Black woman to graduate from the Naval Academy, motivate her to follow her footsteps and be her wildest dream. Mines congratulates Barber on social media saying, you are my wildest dream. We love that. Let me tell you something. When y'all get finished telling us who is president, we might have a bunch of women of color out here making moves that are inspiring us. She looks gorgeous, okay? Leslie says, I'm here for it. She's beautiful. Charlotta said, this made me smile. Indeed. We love it so much. Um, Deshaun says, come through, sister. Sherelle says, she boss up. Okay. We love that. And I'm gonna just, for those of you, one last Hail Mary for those of you who are like who I used to be. I saw this and I had to give credit where credit was due. I don't have to live my life like this anymore, but I understand what it's like to live your life like this. Sydney is a TikTok user who caught her boyfriend of 4 years cheating on her when she spotted a clue in a selfie he sent her. My guy's taking a picture of himself with his sunglasses on. He's hoping that people will look at the picture. She zooms in and looks at the lens to see what's happening in the reflection. In the reflection of his glasses, you can see a girl's leg sticking out of a car window. The caption in the post she made read, that one time my boyfriend of 4 years Snapchatted him cheating on me. She explained how she confronted her boyfriend in the comments of her post. Wait, hold on now. She explained how she confronted her boyfriend in the comments where I called him and asked if he realized he sent me a female dog in his Snapchat and he had no idea. We edited that for the young ears. She wrote, so I sent it to him and he called me crazy and that it was our friend's girlfriend and that he's allowed to have friends. Well, you got to pick. See, this is what I'm talking about. Stick to the lie. She said that a week later, she discovered he had been cheating on her with 5 different women. Since then, Ken's post has been viewed more than 2 million times and has garnered over 200,000 likes. Okay, let me tell you something. The Saints had. Let me tell you something about toxic relationships. Toxic relationships literally turn you into someone you never thought you would be. Where you are investigating things and looking at parts of the picture. You can't even look at a picture regular. Let me tell you how a toxic relationship will have you out here. You can't even look at a picture the regular way you look at a picture because you're looking for clues. You playing Where's Waldo? Somebody trying to get you to like the photo. You better testify. Somebody's just trying to get you to like the photo and you playing Where's Waldo? Where's your location? What time of day was this? What position was the sun in when you took this picture? Why does it look like you driving when you're not supposed to be driving? You said you was in an Uber. When I tell you, it will have you out here. So I do, on one hand, want to tell her, wow, you really did that. On the second hand, I just want us to not be in toxic relationships anymore because it will just have you out here with your whole mind gone. And you don't even realize how your whole mind is gone until you see stories like this. And a part of you is like, oh, wow, good for, she really got that. And then you'd be like, but she shouldn't even have to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Brianna says everybody wants to be the FBI in 2020. Her and the Chick-fil-A girl need to start a private investigative. Surely there's a Lifetime movie somewhere waiting to happen here where two women pretending to be FBI get together and create something that helps, not quite First Wives Club, but I'm getting like, let's get back at what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Relisa says that's too much stress. Been there, done that. It is too much stress. Okay. Shannon says ain't nothing like a woman with a plan. You're not lying. Okay. You're not lying. Renard says, so true, Sarah. No toxic relationships. When I tell you, you don't even realize how crazy you become in a toxic relationship until you realize, like, who do I have to become in order to be looking at the reflection of some sunglasses, tracing um the little IP addresses for where email addresses have been sent from. Oh, I'm testifying my whole life. Okay. Who do I have to become to be looking at tracking devices you can put on phone, trying to unlock somebody's face ID while they sleep, tipping around on the carpet, looking at where the floor creak? Have y'all seen not Lady Antebellum? That's the whole group. Now that's what I'm talking about. The movie Antebellum, where Janelle Monáe was creaking, trying to get on them floorboards. That's who y'all have to become in these relationships. And God don't want that for you, knowing where the floor creak while you trying to creep over there and get the phone, checking somebody's breathing. How deep of a sleep are you in? Waiting on you to fall all the way asleep. God don't want that for you. He don't want that for you. It's too You're tired. Look at you. You're listening to this and you're giggling, but you're also tired. You're tired of living like this. I want you to be free. And you know what I want you to do? I want you to figure out why in the world, how did I end up here? That's what you got to ask yourself. How did I end up here? What is this? That's what I did. I said, Lord, this who you want to be? It's one thing to not like who someone is or to not like how they treat you. It's another thing to look at yourself one day and to be say, you know what, to be honest, I don't even like who I have become in order to stay in this relationship. Ooh, things just got deep. Things just got deep. Who have I become in order to stay in this relationship? And do I like that person? The goal is that I want to like me more when I'm with you. I'm more disciplined. I'm more focused. I feel more committed to my goals. You inspire me. This is y'all think I'm playing, but this is for real, okay? This is what I want you all to know in real life, okay? Amber said, I left a toxic relationship and I'm still paying for it. My child's father will not let me go. Pray for me. He will let you go in the name of Jesus right now. And don't stop at any expense to make sure that he lets you go. If that means you need someone who's going to be a mediator between the two of you, if we need to get the game plan for how you going to get out of here, we gotta do that, but we can't know he gonna have to let you go. Okay. SFT 3761 says deliverance from unhealthy toxic relationships and situations. Amen. And let me tell you something. God can deliver you. And low key, you need to get some therapy. And y'all think I'm playing. Let me tell you about BetterHelp. BetterHelp is out here helping folks get their whole life together. I told y'all, was it last week, that I went on and downloaded the BetterHelp app to figure out why I act the way I do on this podcast because I know it's something wrong. And let me tell you something. What I talked about, I one little session, right? And there was a little texting thing, right? Because I logged on there to see what the process was like and what was happening on there. And I went on there, and let me tell you something. They out here changing lives. I'm not sure if you all think I'm playing or not, but some of you all, maybe you're out of the toxic relationship. Perhaps you're not in it at all, but you haven't started doing the work to figure out what are some of the tendencies that led me to that relationship in the first place. I want better help is there to help you discover what interferes with your happiness and what is preventing you from achieving your goals. Okay. It's an online counseling. They do phone, they do video. You can chat them, okay? You can text with them. They can do it's all kinds of stuff that you can do in the BetterHelp app. And what I love about it is you can take it at your own pace. Cause like, oh no, what I really love about it is when you sign up for BetterHelp, they ask you all kinds of questions. Are you a Christian? Are you male? Are you female? How do you identify? What are you confused about? Like they ask you, do you want a Christian counselor? Do you want a counselor who is a person of color, like black, brown, like whatever your race is? Like they ask you, what type of therapist do you want to have? And then your therapist asks you, what type of session do you want to have? Because you know how some of us are, we know we need to go to therapy, but we also don't want to dive all the way into therapy, right? Like, I don't want to be on FaceTime with a stranger trying to figure out what's going on down on the inside of me when I don't know what's down on the inside of me. But you can text, you can ease into this. So maybe you're not ready to walk right into an office. Maybe you aren't sure how to get the conversation started. You get to set the tone for how you engage, not with the therapist, listen, but how you want to engage with your own journey of healing. And BetterHelp is there. What I love about BetterHelp is that there's financial aid available to those who qualify. They ask if you're interested in learning more about financial aid when signing up. But even if you don't need financial aid, it's truly an affordable option. Woman Evolve with Sarah Jakes Roberts listeners get 10% off your first month with discount code evolve. So why not get started today? Go to betterhelp.com/evolve. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor you'll love. That's betterhelp.com/evolve. BetterHelp. Okay. Y'all need to check it out because it's amazing. So, all right. Uh, McKee says, "Listen, the delegation requests a class on these transitions. I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do a class. Shanice told me I should do a class on podcasting, and I'm waiting for a podcast that doesn't go downhill to really step into that next phase of me doing the podcast thing. Okay. Yeah, Katima says, don't forget BetterHelp has discount and different payment methods. So you can pay, yes, like it doesn't have to pay all up front. You can change the way that you pay in order to fit your budget. So, all right, BetterHelp, try it out. It's amazing. It's time for advice questions. Here we go. You ready? A one, two, a one, two, three. Okay, here we go. Good evening. My pastor and another minister has spoken to me about preaching. I have prayed on this, but God is only leaving me confusing breadcrumbs. Like, yes, you are, but no, you are not. I can see it. I can't see it, but I can. So, my question for you is, how did you know you were called to preach the gospel? Did you have a supernatural experience take place with God when He called you? Please review and provide feedback. This is what I'm going to say as it relates to me preaching the gospel. I did not have like this supernatural experience where it was like, I heard the heavens open up. What I had was a consistent desire to help people and to use whatever resource was available to me in order to help them, even if that resource stretched me out of my comfort zone. So it started within the realms of my comfort zone with writing. I love writing, one of my favorite things to do. And I started helping people through that, understanding who God is, communicating what I had learned about myself and my limitations as it relates to my development and relationship with God. And it was effective for other people, but it was comfortable for me. And it was effective in leading people to God, right? They weren't just being led to me, they were being led to a deeper relationship with God for themselves. So I knew that I was doing something that allowed people to be bridged back to God's original intention for their identity. Love that through writing. Through speaking, made me pretty nervous. Didn't necessarily enjoy it, speaking in front of people, daring to risk my words, like mumbling and fumbling and not saying things eloquently. And yet I could not deny that when I tried it the first time, that it yielded a similar result to what I did with blogging. And I felt a responsibility to look beyond what made me comfortable in order to have the impact and effect that preaching was having for those who needed to be connected to God in a different way. So, having said that, I think that everyone is called to ministry in some capacity. And to be clear, I don't think ministry is everyone is called to preach. There's a difference between ministry and preaching. That word minister literally means to serve. And I think that we're all here to serve the world and becoming better. When you discover what that unique imprint is, what is it that I do that makes the room that I'm in better, that makes my friendships better, you think that it's something that just comes naturally to you, not realizing that it's a gift. Like people tell me all the time that I'm pretty patient, but I would not necessarily consider like me being patient like this supernatural gift. But I am often told how patient I am, which is a clue that there is something to my ability to be patient that allows me to have space and grace with people, right? So, what is it, that thing that comes naturally to you that you can use in order to help serve people and becoming better? Perhaps if you're patient, you can do things like walk people through different times of life. Like Woman Evolve is a community meant to walk us through our Eve moments to our Mary moments, right? But you have to have patience for that. Some people have the spirit of a Yamla, get your life together in 45 minutes. And that ain't my jam. If I'm in it with you, I'm in it with you. That's why it takes work for me to get in it with you. But I do think that everyone's experience is different. You may not have an experience like mine where it's kind of like this slow wooing into your calling. It could be supernatural. And so I would say to you to keep your heart open to what God wants to do and how God can serve you, to see it less about you and more about how can I serve. And as you serve what is around you, what's connected to you, God will reveal how that is connected to your purpose and destiny and will create opportunities that confirm, whether that ministry is preaching the gospel for you or starting a nonprofit or having classes and sessions or connect groups or small groups. And so just stay open, and we'll see what happens. Let's see what the delegation is saying. Jaleesa is tickled by the spirit of Ayanla. A 45-minute get right church. Okay. Marissa says, thank you for getting in the ring with us. I love that. Let's see. There's lots of people here commenting. McKee says, I'm in seminary now pursuing my MDiv, and this was right on time. Love this. Love this so much. Okay, so Shay says, so thankful for this advice and definitely confirmation. Shell says, service and purpose. All right. So, our next question. Ooh, it's long. It's long, but it's important. All right. Are you listening? Here we go. Hey, SJR. I don't know if you'll ever read this message, but I thought I'd try anyway. I need your advice on my relationship with my sister. She's 2.5 years younger than me, but since we were kids, we never got along. You think it's normal as children, but I'm now 24 and our relationship is basically non existent. We haven't lived together for the past 10 years, and I also moved abroad 5 years ago, so that hasn't helped. I had her over a few times to try and build something with her, but it never ended well, and we both wanted the other person to be gone. I've now been back in my home country since the pandemic began. We don't live in the same house, but we have the same group of friends, so we see each other often. She clearly told some of the girls that she doesn't even consider me like a sister, and she just tolerates my presence here until I'll be gone again. That broke my heart. And her behaviors keep doing that daily. She sees me as the perfect child that's always trying to be a teacher, but my intention was always to protect her and show her there's a better way to live life. She's only into boys and drinking, and I pray daily that she may find her purpose and understand there's more to life. I've been thinking of what I can do, but at this point, my only hope is that God will do something in her heart because I clearly can't. Would you have any wisdom for me as to how to deal with her? I'm someone that keeps things in a lot. When I get to the limit, everything comes out, and I don't want that to happen with her because I know myself and how sharp my words can be. I don't want to give up on her, but I feel rejected, heartbroken, and basically like an only child, except for my sister that has been like sisters, and except for my friends that have become like sisters to me. But it's not the same as a blood sister. Sorry for the long message, and thank you in advance. Okay, sis, older sis gave me a lot here. I think as an older sister who has experienced, a bit more than your younger sister, and one who really seems to have this keen awareness of how important each day is, how important our actions are, that you probably have so much wisdom, so much support, so much that you could share with your sister. The only issue is that sometimes we have so much we want to share with someone, but we don't wait to see whether or not that person actually wants to receive it from us. And when we force what we have into someone who is unwilling, we will always experience rejection because we are forcing them to receive something where they have not had space to receive it, right? So before I try to speak into anyone's life, like I always get permission. I don't just offer my opinion. You talking about mind your business ministries, my kids will tell you, like my friends will tell you, if you don't invite me into your business, I stay out of your business because I never want to be the person who's offering unsolicited advice. Because when you are that person, people automatically roll their eyes when you open your mouth because you have not made sure that there was space. And let me tell you, what you're saying could be good seed. Okay, but you need good ground. And you have a responsibility to make sure that there is good ground for the seed you're going to be giving. Otherwise, you're going to be casting your seed into shallow ground that is not prepared to receive the depth of what you have to say. Having said that, when you are in a familiar relationship and you have wisdom that could help someone and they are unwilling to receive it, you have to be okay with that. You cannot see that as a devaluing of your worth in their life or their value in your life. You just have to see that as a boundary. There's one thing to make yourself available, there's another thing to like force yourself onto someone. And whenever someone feels like you're forcing it, it causes them to shut down even more. So if I were you, this is what I would say. Your sister already knows your stance. She already knows how you feel about most things. I have a feeling that you've made that clear when you said in your letter that, it's not that you're the perfect child, but your intention is always to protect her and show her there's a better way to live life. I think that she knows that when she's ready to live a better way, that you are someone who she could come and talk to because you have a path. I think right now what's most important is teaching her acceptance, that your love is able to accept her where she is. I think a lot of times when we're pressuring people to change, that pressure communicates to us that if I don't change, then you can't accept me for who I am. And even God meets us where we are, right? So for God so loved the world, it doesn't say for God so loved the people who were doing everything the right way and living their life in a way that was according to his plan and his will. He said God loved the world, okay, that he gave his only son. And so until we can affirm someone in the love that we have for them, we can pretty much suspect that they're not going to want to hear the wisdom that we have for them. If you can't prove that you love them, then the wisdom is hard to come by. I think part of the reason why we've seen so much turmoil and just stuff on social media right now is because we're getting criticism from people who haven't proved they loved us. And whenever you're getting criticism from someone who hasn't shown that they love you, and trust me, I know it's your sister. I know there's some love there already, but I mean that kind of love that's like if you didn't change at all, I can find a way to love you. And see this as a test for your character, a test for your love to can I love her and meet her where she is. From that space, I really do believe transformation can take place. Listen, at the end of the day, we are disciples. We're here to convert people and to hopefully, get them into the kingdom with us. But the reality is not everyone's going to come. Even those within our family may not come, but can we still love? If they don't move in the time frame that we want them to move, if they don't change in the time that we want them to change, can we still love? Sometimes the only way you can love someone is to create some distance, is to create some boundaries. I want to love you the way God loves you, so I can't fool with you no more because when you're in my proximity, we don't do well with each other. So I have to distance myself in order to maintain the love. You have to ask yourself, how can I show love in this relationship without being frustrated? You said something that I think was a complaint, but that was actually something that is true. You says at this point, my only hope is that God will do something in her heart because clearly I can't. That's a beautiful place to be. That's a beautiful place to be. And when we learn where we have run out of juice and energy and influence and where only God can step in, that's a powerful place to be. It keeps us from trying to be someone's savior, from trying to be someone's God, from trying to be someone's salvation, and it allows God to do what he needs to do in their life. What if your desire to push her is keeping her from understanding the pull of God? You know what I mean? So I think that you should live there. But let's see what the delegation is saying. Um, let's see. Deshaun says, my therapist says, love them without expectations. I mean, they just back there mowing all of the lawn. Okay. Um, Tamika says, that's a word, SJR. I'm right there with my daughter. Thank you for your wisdom. You got to know when you've just run out of space. Okay. Positive. Positivity says a good place to bond can be to find something that you like about her, compliment her on it, and use that as a conversation starter. I love that. Instead of spending so much time talking about what she could be doing better, let's start acknowledging what she is doing well. Dominique says, yes, SJR, this really touched me in a special way because the seed is planted. Make sure the ground is ready for the growth. That's so good. Lexi says, I've learned you have to love people where they're at and how they want. Learning someone's love language is imperative to successfully communicate our intentions without knowledge of their love language. Your intentions can be taken wrong. Lots of good comments here, and I want you guys to make sure that you kind of come into this comment section if you're experiencing something similar so that you can kind of get some wisdom. Okay. Amir says, I've overstepped my boundaries too many times, so I'm deep in minding my business. Let me tell you, and it happens, okay? It happens where we get in this place and we are just all out of our lane, trying to help folks, trying to be who we think we should be in any given moment, and then we're not being ourselves. So there you go. Okay. That's some hope from the delegation. Joyous Brown says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Meet her where she is, acknowledge what she is doing well. So I love that. Okay. Um, Let me see. Okay. There's a lot of questions here that hopefully we can cover. Malachi, maybe you can go through the comment section or the chat and grab some of these comments for the next podcast that we can answer. But as it relates to this, girl with your sister relationships can be challenging, but they are not impossible. And it takes work, but you can meet them where they are. In the meantime, you may need something to kind of like help you deal with your frustration, right? Because you're going to have to be channeling this frustration into a space where you feel like, you know what? I didn't get that result that I wanted, but that's okay because I have an outlet now for my frustration. What you're saying to yourself, you know what? I would love to have an outlet for my frustration, but I don't run as an outlet. I don't do outlet things. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to journal. I don't know how to just grab some paint and create art. I don't have that skill, if you will. Skill, if you will. I wish that there was someone who wouldn't mind sharing with me their skills if they will. If someone were willing to share their skills with me, then maybe I would have an outlet for what I am experiencing. But there is no one who is willing to share their skills with me unless I just don't know about Skillshare. And if I knew about Skillshare, then I would feel like someone cared enough to share their skills with me. And this is where we are. Skillshare is a community of creatives who come together to share their skills. Photography, a skill. Writing, journaling, a skill. Interior design, a skill. All skills that you've been saying to yourself, I wish I knew how to do that. I wish I had that skill, but no one was willing to share it with me until now. Thanks to Skillshare, you never have to have this issue again. Okay. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and more. Okay. There are so many ways Skillshare's membership is valuable at this moment. Now is the time to do that thing you always wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what I love about Skillshare. If you've got kids at home, creative classes and projects are an engaging way to help keep them busy and inspired because we need them to do something else besides knocking on our doors. Okay. I was on a Zoom call. Mackenzie invited herself to the Zoom call. She wants to be the host of the podcast because she's at home, but she doesn't have a skill, but she needs a skill and she'll have a skill because people are sharing their skills on Skillshare. Let me tell you something. You want to write a story about your life? Skillshare has a class for that. It's called Writing the Truth, How to Start Writing Your Memoir. Okay. You're tired of looking at your house the way it's looking. You say, I want to jazz this thing up a little bit. I want to take a photo in the background of my house and it look fancy schmancy, but I don't know how to position this couch. I don't know how to make the best use of this closet. Styling your space, bringing creativity to your interior design is a class offered on Skillshare. Okay. You can explore creativity at skillshare.com/evolve. Let me tell you something. The first 1,000 people to use our link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Let me say that again so you hear it in the back. The first 1,000 people to use the link, skillshare.com/evolve, will get a free trial to the Skillshare Premium membership, premium classes. Okay. These premium classes will get you right, and it's free. That's skillshare.com/evolve, skillshare.com/evolve. Okay. The premium classes. I want y'all to go click this link. Okay. How about that? How about that? Okay. Shell says, I love that offering. How about that? Julie says, I forgot about my trial. LOL, my life been too big. You better get that trial. Okay. It's the premium trial. How about that? Okay. So this podcast is coming to an end. And there are a few things I want you to know. On Friday, we are refusing to lose. And let me tell you something right now, I need it. Because over the weekend, when I was losing my mind, my peace, my sanity, I turned on my worship music and I said to myself, I can't go out like this. And sometimes you just need a reminder that you cannot go out like this. Like what? Like a person who doesn't recognize that God has given you power and authority to overcome not just what is outside of you, but what is in you that is keeping you from becoming who He has in mind. Your depression, your anxiety, your fear, your insecurity, your self sabotage, your heartbreak, whatever is happening down on the inside of you, God has equipped you, ordained you, and anointed you to overcome. Doesn't mean you won't be in a battle, doesn't mean you won't have a fight, but it means that every time I'm going to get up because I've tapped into what God knows about me. And sometimes you need a push and sometimes you need a coach, but each time we will make sure that you get up again and show up and show out to face whatever is standing in your way. I want you to know that Woman Evolve has your back. I hope that you will make sure that you are locked and loaded for Friday, November 13th. The Refuse to Lose replay is coming to you. And you can go to womanevolve.com/RTL, womanevolve.com/RTL to make sure that you are signed up for the Refuse to Lose, okay, replay. It's going to be absolutely amazing. May I also say this to you? Uh, Next year, I'm going to do this podcast every week. If you're a new listener, you're like, I thought you already do this every week. Let me tell you something. Usually, I take 10 episodes on, 10 episodes off, but we are all sitting at home. And so we might as well sit at home together. All right. So this month, I am going to finish the podcast out. December, I'm going to take off and I am going to gear up to do this podcast every week. But in December, I want to hear about your favorite episodes, whether you are a first time listener or a new listener. We want you to email us and tell us which podcast episode you have enjoyed the most. Okay. We want to know what resonates with you. We want to know what type of stories you like. We want to know when you get your hee hees, your ha ha's, and your ahas. Hee hee, ha ha, aha with the Woman Evolve podcast. And you can email podcast@womanevolve.com and send us what you love about the podcast so that we know exactly what we should be looking to do next year 2021. Every week we in there, all right, but email us because we want to know what you guys enjoy about the podcast. You might as well not whisper because I can't. From season 7 in the whole world, in the whole world. Tell us what you love. And you know what I need you to do when you tell us which ones y'all like? Okay. Make sure y'all tell us the name of the episode. Don't email us talking about, I like that one time when she was talking about chicken. Because guess what? We done talked about chicken all of the time. Okay. Make sure you say, I like an episode such and such when she said X, Y, and Z. All right. Email us podcast@womanevolve.com. See you on Friday. And here is my snack. You thought I forgot, but my mind ain't all the way gone. Let me say this. I was on a call with marketing and publicity because the Woman Evolve book is coming out in November. And they were asking me, what are some of your goals? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And then we're like, we're going to ask you a question. Could you ever see yourself having a talk show? And I was like, sure. When I close my eyes and dream, I think to myself, I'd love to have a talk show, right? But I've never said that out loud. I've never actually told someone that. And to be honest, saying it made me feel uncomfortable, almost as if there was a part of me that didn't even want to put that into the atmosphere just in case it failed or just in case it didn't happen. I did not want to own the desires of my heart because I felt like owning it would make it real. And if it made it real and it didn't happen, then it would create disappointment. And I wonder how many of us have authentic desires, authentic things that we want, whether it's a family or a degree or to start a business. But if someone asks us, we pretend like we're content or that we don't really know because we don't want it and not be able to have it. And I felt like in that moment that I had a responsibility to own my truth. Now, here's the caveat. At the end of the day, I know what I want more than anything is what God has for me. So if 5, 10 years down the road, I get to a place and it hasn't happened, 20 years down the road, it hasn't happened, I am okay as long as I feel like what I have is exactly what God wanted for me. If I ever look back on my life or look at the moment that I am standing in and I feel to myself that I am standing in something that God didn't want for me, then I'll have to make a change. But if everything in my life I can connect back to my faithfulness and God's faithfulness and the grace that God has shown me in order to arrive there, even if it's not what I had in mind, but I can see that I'm still in the will of God. I'm good with that. But I also want to be able to own what I want to. I hope that's making sense. What I'm hoping to say to you, what I'm hoping to communicate is that it is okay to speak big things over your life without fear that if it doesn't happen, that somehow devalues who you are or devalues your identity. Recognizing that I'm speaking it, I'm open to it, but at the end of the day, all I want is what God wants for me is okay. You don't have to deny yourself the reality of what you desire just because you're afraid it won't happen. That's a fear-based decision. And I think in order for us to truly have faith, we have to be willing to vocalize everything that's in us, but at the end of the day, only pick up what God has for us. Woo! That's it. That's the whole word. I want to liberate you from shrinking from a place of fear because you're afraid to really own what's down on the inside of you and to come to the place where you can vocalize with all of the things that are in you, but make a commitment on the inside that at the end of the day, I'll only pursue, I'll only pick up what has your presence on it, what has your peace on it, what you have blessed to be a part of my now and my next. That's my whole snack. Having said that, next time y'all hear about somebody losing their job on a talk show, tag me. Okay? Tag me. I want the delegation to be coming to you daily from a studio, and I still want you all to be my co-host, and I still want to tag you in, and I still want you to chat, and I still want this to be a whole blown thing, but I feel like we need something. I want to hear your stories. I want to tell your stories. I want to tell you what I'm learning and how I'm growing, and I would love to do it in the format of a talk show. And I just said that out loud, and it's out there. What do you need to say out loud? We're waiting for you. Okay. How about that? Chantel says, deliver me from a place where I'm shrinking. Tanya says, that's a meal. Destiny says, I'm here for it. And Brianna says, I needed this right now today. Okay. I love you guys. Hey, tomorrow's my anniversary. And we love to see it. I love y'all. And I Tracy says, granted, I would want you to host at max with Core and no one else needed. That's fair. But can Core be like, we need a special role for Core? Is she gonna be like right beside me, or she gonna be like in the audience with the microphone like she does on tour? When y'all see Core on the Refuse to Lose tour, prepare for your giggles. Okay. How about that? Okay, so I love you guys. Our anniversary is tomorrow. So I don't know, just like think of us. All right. Just love on us. Okay. And let me pray. God, thank you so much for the power of having a platform and a mouth that we are able to use, not just to touch others, but to touch the most authentic version of ourselves. God, something happens when we speak out loud. That's why your word says that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So, what happens when we are silent? Maybe it means that nothing is moving in either direction. Father, it is my prayer that you would unleash the mouth of every person listening, that they would come to life by what they speak over their life, Father, and that they would allow what's in them to live. And if it's meant to be for us, if it's a part of your will for us, Father, we're asking that you will teach us how to show up in the world embodying it. And if it's not, Father, allow us to come to a place where we're okay because all we want is what you have for us, Father. I just feel like we need permission to dream big, to live big, to think big, but to most importantly, to speak out what's in us. So, Father, unleash their tongues, open their hearts, empower their feet, open their minds, and allow us to be confident in who we are becoming. God, I thank you for every person listening, every heart, every home, every dream, every purpose represented, Father. May they have an encounter this week that leads them closer to who you have in mind when you look at them. And may they love that person and do whatever is necessary to become that person. Help them to walk away from the toxic relationships and mindsets that keep them bound, the rhythms that keep us restricted, and instead allow us to blossom like the good seeds and good ground that we are when we connect with you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.